Welcome back to Slingshot Disc Golf. Today I'm going to answer a comment that I got in my last video. I'm going to start doing that more often, so hop in the comments, ask me whatever you want. Today's comment is from Loose Daddy, and he asks, how do you get into the magic position? This is the position that every single pro gets into where the knees are bent in. For those of you who know me, you know I don't like quick fixes, but this position is incredibly easy to get into, and I'm gonna teach you in this video. But before I start, I just wanna say that I've been getting into health and fitness. I'm 36 years old, my body is breaking down, and I'm taking the steps to get better. I wanna get healthy with my food, I wanna get healthy with working out, I wanna get more athletic. So the first thing I started doing was going down the YouTube rabbit hole. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this in terms of health, but come on. You know all of us are online looking at every disc golf video and it's all these random puzzle pieces. You're trying to put it together. Everyone's teaching something different. You're trying to fit these pieces together and it's a nightmare and it usually doesn't work. Head over to slingshotdiscgolf.com. If you want the Slingshot training program, it is my step-by-step program that I've worked on for 2 years, 2.5 hours of content, 80 drills, exercises, and progressions depending on how you look at it. So 2 years ago, my channel started to get some traction and I was lucky enough to get a lot of clients to coach almost immediately. After a couple dozen clients, I started to notice a trend that nobody was getting into this position where the knees are bent in. Almost nobody. You can even look at other YouTubers. They don't get into this position. Only pros get into it. And I'm looking at my form and it's like, okay, I'm in that position. Why? Why are people not getting into this incredibly easy position? There's 3 reasons why. This is a disc golf alignment stick. I will be selling these soon. We're getting them manufactured. They're gonna come along with my program at some point and you can buy them. In golf, there's an alignment stick that you can get. Now we have the disc golf alignment stick. This plays into this. So I'm putting this on the ground. So here are the 3 things that people are doing, and you're probably doing them too, that keeps you out of this position. Now this all has to do with when you get on the back leg, what happens with this leg after that. Number 1, crush the can. You get on the back leg, you coil, you turn this leg in, now you gotta crush the can, throw the disc. When you look at this position, the knees are not bent in. Number 2, and the most common position that I see, I'd say 80% of disc golfers are doing this, if I had to guess, throw out a random number. Getting on the back leg, going like this and then opening that hip. And this is usually because you're engaging the hips. And when you engage the hips, you're always in a rush to throw, so you start throwing before the foot even lands. So if you look at your form, there's a good chance you're going like that. Now when you do that, your knees are bent out. The literal opposite of what a pro is doing. The third position is actually more rare, and it's probably the position that most people fight me on in a one-on-one meeting. Every single time somebody has went from a heel to toe stagger to what I'm teaching, they've been blown away immediately and I've never had someone go back on that. So my feet are on a straight line. This is a heel to toe stagger. When you purposefully go heel to toe to create a stagger position that you think the pros are doing. And this is confusing. I was confused about this when I first started learning as well. You look at the professional disc golfers and you see this gap between their legs. You think it's a heel to toe stagger. That's what they're actually doing. It looks very similar. Be careful, because if you get in this position and you coil, do it. It just rips your groin apart. It rips your groin. It's an awful feeling, has nothing to do with athleticism. So the magic position is very simple. You get on the back leg and you just put your feet on a straight line. My knees are bent in naturally, I didn't have to do anything. I call it magic because these other positions, heel to toe, crush the can, hip opening, are actually more difficult to get into. They take more energy to get into. Taking your foot and going to right here is super easy. It's like magic. The simple truth here is those other 3 positions are not an athletic position. The magic position is just an athletic position. That's all it is. So I'm doing the X step and I get to here. Now I can throw a disc, but I can play shortstop. I can guard you in basketball. I can do anything. It's just an athletic position. Magic. You're doing what the pros are doing because you've been doing stuff that is not athletic. And if you think about it, it's really interesting because all the pros can throw far and we can't. You're most likely not even bending your knees. Get athletic. Keep your knees bent. The easiest way to feel the magic position is to step up to this line without thinking about anything. I'm in the magic position now. Okay, you're like, but your knees aren't bent in. I stride a little more, the knees are bent in. All you have to do is get comfortable and athletic and keep your feet on a line. That's all you have to do. So the last thing that you're probably wondering is, well, how does this work in relation to your target? That's where this stick comes in. I invented this stick because everybody who plays disc golf is lining up like ball golf. You do not line up in disc golf with a ball golf lineup. You just don't do that. In ball golf, you get your feet parallel with your target. I worked at a driving range for many years and I picked up alignment sticks every single day. So it's actually really ironic that I made this. If I'm hitting a golf ball towards you or left-handed, I'm gonna line up parallel. There is no such thing as grip lock. You're lining up like ball golf. You get a great rotation, it's going to the right. Almost everybody who switches to this gets rid of their grip lock immediately because we're meant to be on a straight line at an angle. Now this angle changes with different distances and with different mobilities. That's why it's adjustable. Some players are like right here because they have that mobility. Some players like Drew Gibson on a really far slingshot is gonna be quite a bit like this. Get on that back leg, go into it naturally. You're gonna be at this angle. You're gonna have room for the disc to go out and out. You're gonna have room to rotate. Now there is something that people do wrong with the magic position. Pay close attention to this, and it has to do with just stepping up and not thinking about it. You notice that I stepped up, I'm in the magic position. My feet are a little bit pointed out. It's because that's where they're naturally at. You don't want to open, you don't want to close, but you definitely do not want to force this position right here. See how I straighten my legs? This hurts. You do not want to push the knees in. You don't want to think at all about your legs. All you have to do, stay in a straight line, and your legs will go through the magic position naturally, and you'll never have to think about it. Hopefully this was helpful. Slingshots for everybody.